It is a Thursday, 6:41 in the evening. You are sitting in the Kroger parking lot on Baker Road with the engine off and your phone 6 inches from your face. The app says $412.18. Payday is tomorrow at 2 a.m. The car payment clears at $215. Inside, under the fluorescent lights, you pick up strawberries, $4.99. You hold them for 4 seconds. Then you set them back on the display, face down, the way people do when they don't want to be seen deciding. You make $96,000 a year. You have earned more money every single year for 9 straight years. And you are standing in aisle 4 doing math.
Level 1. Your first raise. You are 24. You make $52,000 at a company with a logo on the water bottles. In March, they give you $3,000 more. After tax, it is about $187 a month. You calculate it on the back of a receipt in the break room, and the number feels enormous. Greg trains you on the reporting system. He is 31 and drives a 2009 Civic with a bumper held on with 2 zip ties and a philosophy. When you tell him about the raise, he says, "Nice," and goes back to his sandwich. He brings the same sandwich every day. Turkey, no cheese. In April, you move to the unit on the 3rd floor with the washer inside the apartment. It is $200 more. You tell yourself the commute savings covers it. By June, you cannot find the raise anywhere. Not in your account, not in your life, not in the way the month feels around day 19. It didn't get spent on anything. It just got absorbed. You ask Greg once, later, how he saved so much on the same salary. He shrugs and says, "I just never let my life get expensive." A raise is not money. A raise is a new floor. And floors don't go back down.
Level 2. The payment. You are 26. The Civic you drive has 141,000 miles and a check engine light you've named. On a Tuesday in October, it stalls twice on Route 9, and you decide, in the shoulder lane with your hazards on, that you are done being someone whose car does this. The dealership stays open until 8. You are in the finance office at 7:40 with a man named Dennis who has a laminated sheet and reading glasses pushed up on his head. He never asks what you want to spend. He asks what payment you're comfortable with. You say $400. He types. He turns the screen around. $489 a month for 72 months, 6 years. You are 26, so you will be 32 when it ends. And 32 is a number that doesn't exist yet. You sign. He shakes your hand with both of his. Rachel in accounting drives a 2011 Camry with 190,000 miles and takes 3 weeks off every year. Actual weeks. Islands, sometimes. She asks about the new car in the lot and says it's beautiful and means it. Something changes in how you think after that October. You stop asking what things cost. You start asking what they cost per month. The dealership never sold you a car. They sold you a payment. The car was just the packaging.
Level 3. The house. You are 29. Rent on the 2-bedroom goes to $1,610. And everyone you know says the same sentence at the same time, like a hymn. You're throwing money away. You buy at $310,000. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, $1,940. On paper, it is $330 more than rent, and it is yours, which people say like it settles something. Closing takes 50 minutes. You sign 61 times. Your hand cramps. The title woman says, "Congratulations." And you both smile at the wall. Month 4, the water heater goes. $1,300. And the guy can come Saturday. Month 7, a limb comes down on the fence. $700. Month 11, the upstairs toilet. And you learn what a wax ring is. You meet Marcus in the plumbing aisle at Lowe's on a Saturday at 9 a.m. He is 52 and holding 2 different valves. He says he's been coming here every Saturday for 19 years and laughs like it's funny. And it is, and then it isn't. You do the math that night. In 11 months, the house has cost $4,900 in things nobody mentioned at the closing table. Your emergency fund is now $600. A house is not a payment.
It is a subscription, and the payment is only the part you can see.
Level 4. The balance. You are 31. The card started as a bridge. The vet bill in February, then the transmission in May, then Christmas, which arrives every year and surprises everyone every year. $6,200. Minimum payment, $148. You pay $200 in January. The balance goes to $6,178. You look at it twice, thinking you read it wrong. You did not read it wrong. 24%, compounding quietly at all hours, including while you sleep and while you work and while you sit in a meeting about synergy. Your brother-in-law Frank is at the table on Thanksgiving explaining that he pays his off every month without fail. And he says without fail while ordering the second beer that his card is paying for. You don't correct him. You pass the potatoes. That winter, you take a Saturday shift you don't need. 6 hours, $210 after tax. You watch it land and disappear into a balance that does not visibly change. And you understand, sitting in your car in the lot with the heat running, exactly who that Saturday belonged to. Debt above 20% is not a bill. It is a second job where someone else collects the check. Level 5. The good district. You are 34. There are 2 of them now. Ellie is 6 and the other one is 3 and loud. The realtor says the words school district the way doctors say test results. You move 11 miles. The new payment is $2,780. Everyone agrees it's an investment in the kids, and no one defines the word investment. Travel soccer is $2,400 a season, and that's before hotels. Jordan's mom pulls up in a white Tahoe and holds the sign-up clipboard out the window and says, "You're doing it too, right?" It isn't a question. It's a temperature reading. You say yes before you've done any math at all. That's the part you remember later. Not the money, the speed. At the tournament in Charlotte in March, you stand on the sideline at 8:10 a.m. in a folding chair you bought at the gas station, and Ellie plays 11 minutes total across 2 days, and she is happy, genuinely happy, and you are calculating hotel parking. You stop asking whether you can afford a thing. You start asking whether you can carry it. Love costs nothing. The proof of love is billed monthly. Level 6. The part you can't undo. You are 37, $96,000. You have out-earned your 24-year-old self by 84%. Your savings account holds $3,100. One Sunday in August, you actually price it out. The sedan instead of the SUV saves $290 a month. The smaller house across town saves $600. You build the whole spreadsheet. You look at the total for a long time. Then you close the laptop because you can see the conversation at the barbecue. You can see your mother's face. You can see Frank saying, "Everything okay over there, buddy?" in the specific voice he'd use. You could survive the smaller house. You are not sure you could survive being asked about it. Greg, turkey, no cheese, zip tie bumper, texts a photo that same month. He is standing on a dock. No caption. You look at it for a while, and then you put the phone face down on the counter. The same motion exactly as the strawberries. Nobody in the middle class is trapped by their spending. They're trapped by what stopping the spending would announce. Level 7. The loan from yourself. You are 39. The roof needs $14,000, and the estimate is stapled to a business card. The HR portal has a tab you've never clicked. 401k loan. No credit check. No approval call. 3 clicks and a checkbox. The screen says, in friendly gray letters, that you'll be paying yourself back with interest. The money hits Tuesday. The roof goes on Thursday. The crew finishes by 4. And the foreman, Danny, says it should hold 30 years. Which is longer than you've held anything. The repayment comes out of every paycheck, $312. So in November, you drop your contribution to 0, just to make the paycheck feel normal again. You mean to turn it back on in January. You do not turn it back on in January. Your account statement in April shows the balance is roughly what it was 3 years ago. Not lower, just still. Danny was right about the roof. The 401k loan is the only loan where the borrower and the lender are both you, and both of you lose.
Level 8. One more year. You are 44. The kids are 16 and 13, and one of them drives now. At 11:40 on a Tuesday night, you open a blank spreadsheet at the kitchen table with one light on. You put in every payment. Car, $489. House, $2,780. Cards, $9,400 at 26%. The 401k repayment. Insurance. The streaming subscriptions you cancel and resubscribe to for one show. You total it. You sit back. Nothing on the list was a mistake. That's the thing that keeps you at the table. There is no reckless line item, no gambling, no collapse. Every single row was a reasonable decision made by a reasonable person on a reasonable Tuesday. Greg is 44 too. 9 years of the same turkey sandwich. And he paid off a $180,000 house in 11 years. And he answers the phone at 2 p.m. on a weekday from the dock. You had the bigger salary the entire time.
Middle class is not an income, it's a speed. You are moving quickly and standing still, and the two feel identical from the inside. It is a Thursday, 6:41 in the evening. You are in the Kroger lot on Baker Road again, engine off, phone 6 inches from your face. The app still says $412.18. Nothing has changed about the number. What has changed is that you can now name every dollar that is going to leave it, and when, and to whom, and what you traded for each one. The car payment at $215 is a Tuesday in October when a man named Dennis asked what you were comfortable with.
The mortgage is a hymn everyone was singing at once. The card is Christmas, which arrives every year and surprises everyone every year. Inside, under the same fluorescent lights, you pick up the strawberries, $4.99. You hold them for 4 seconds. The strawberries were never the problem, and they were never going to be the solution. Nothing at this price point ever is. But you put them in the cart, and you walk past aisle 4 without doing any math at all. Because for the first time in 20 years, you already know the answer.